Well, hello and welcome to Jumarism Total Knowledge channel. So, you find oil. Fantastic. Let us set up a little refinery. So, I prepared this little plate here, which we will build our refinery on. And of course, the purity of the oil matters for how many you can set up. And this is of course a normal source. And we're going to set up a refinery in a very nice way in its early stages, because when we have researched some more, like the next step, I believe we can actually produce it in some other ways too. But anyways, here we have the oil extractor. And if we go into the oil extractor, we can see it will produce 120 meters per minute. Which gives us all we need to know for how many refineries we can put. And when we produce crude plastic and rubber from crude oil, they take 30 per minute is what I say. Which means that we can have around 4 refineries. So let's set them up here. Maybe there is a good idea. Can have one here and one there. We'll just have one space between them so we can actually walk between them easily if we need to. And for this particular building, I think we can put them side by side and still be able to walk between them, but it's kind of just a nice little use I have. And now I just realized these are the outputs. Let me just turn them around because we want the yellow face towards us. And there we go. Now they are facing the correct direction, and I put them side by side here because they are really spacious. So that's fine. Alright, so here we have our oil extractor 12, and this one we have residual rubber and residual plastic. But for that we need to do some research, and we also need to produce fuel. So what we want to do is we want to say rubber from oil directly. And these two we're going to set up as plastic from oil and plastic from oil. So here we can see 30 per minute and 30 per minute. We'll also produce a lot of fluid residue product, and that we'll need to do something with. So we of course need to set up another layer of the refinery. So we are first going to connect up these, of course. So we can go to logistics here and perhaps have one of these. Should be mighty fine. We don't need to use the conveyor belt inputs, of course. Oh no. Okay. So if you click R, you can switch between the different moods, and apparently we need to select the conveyor to the mood to reach that angle. Interesting. Anyways, we're going to hook up these. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong buttons all the time. Let's see, here we have one, and if we have vertical, it will be a little bit more, I don't know how to say, like straight and nice. Anyways, gonna have some pipeline support here to just get some nicer angles. Let's see if that's too close. Yeah, it is. So maybe there. Actually, we can have you there and you there. One block more. Yeah, that's the perfect spot. Right. So we'll just hook this up and see you are there, which means that... Alright, and this is of course a different matter. Wrong again. There we go. Very nice. We draw this one straight that direction. Then we can take this level crossing here. That seems to be nice, like that. And there. Like that. Now they should be all connected up nice and straight. Right, so we do need some power for this. And we are going to do things looking nice and all. So let's take our little wall pieces here and we'll just make a temporary little wall thing here. So that we can use the double-sided wall power things here. How nice is that not? So we can just hook them up. Actually, we can hook them up to both, so we don't need to waste one space. Come on, thank you. Right, connect this one. Ah. It's booting up. I think you are there exactly. Nice. Now production is online. Let's see here. Current amount in extractor. It's working on. And see in the tubes here. It should not fill up very much, I believe, since we should use as much as we... what was that? 28 per minute. We should kind of use as much as we produce. But if we have some pressure problems, we can put some pumps on as well. Let's actually put some pumps on just to help with the flow. See this little arrow pointing in the right direction. So this pumps in this direction. And, oh well, this will pump in this direction. Well, let us temporarily boost this. I don't think we'll need it, but we want to make sure we 100% efficiency. Yeah, I think we're actually perfect as we were. Probably didn't need to use these pumps either. It's just I wanted to make sure that they kind of split from each these places here, so it's, yeah, ensure the flow a little bit, because if you put pump on, you will make sure it can't flow in the wrong direction too. Anyways, now we have this heavy oil residue, and the heavy oil residue, we need to do something with it, because when this gets full, they will stop producing rubber and plastic. And the answer for this is actually more refineries. So if we go and check on the refineries, the ones that making rubber are producing 20 cubic meters of fluid per minute of that, and the ones that are making plastic are producing 10 square meters of heavy oil residue per minute. So let us get another refinery here. You can see the output and input there. Right. So we can just align it properly, kind of. Right, so we go into this one, and you can see that from our current type of setup, we can either produce residual fuel, and this takes 60 per minute, or we can produce petroleum coke, which is a great replacement for coal to drive our vehicles. Pretty easy to use. Of course, we can refine it to fuel that we can pack in like containers, but that's the next research level. So we'll set up a nice basic stable process. This one anyways will make it to do residual fluid. So we're going to hook up 3 of these to 1 of these to make fuel, because that's perfect. Or let's see here, 30. Yeah, this is 20 and this is 20, that's 40. And this is 10 and this is 10. So we can put all of them on to producing fuel, and that will be the perfect match. So the question is, do we also want some coke? And I'd say yes, and we don't need so much because it will produce much of it. So we are going to set up this refinery to take its heavy oil residue and produce coke. So we do need another refinery. So we will run a little worse in terms of efficiency, but we do want that coke too, because it's really cheap and easy to just produce. So, but a better idea would take all of these and hook it up to the fluid, and that is how we are going to upgrade this thing when we are able to produce basically petrol. So let me hook up these tubes here, and of course we do need to take out this plastic here, so we are going to put up some conveyor belts too to a little truck station. So let me prepare that as well. How beautiful. And Mark III bands will of course do the job better than we need. But yeah, it takes them out from the machine very quickly, which is really nice. So then we of course need a smart splitter then on base when we sort this thing. But I think we'll have one truck pick everything up. So we're just gonna mix it in a nice industrial container. God, this is Satisfactory in a nutshell. Won't fit, won't fit, won't fit, won't fit. Ah, perfect. I'm very sorry to the pipe gods, but this was the only way to do it. Oh, anyways. This is going to start producing stuff when we have power to it, but now they are hooked up. So let us smash up a beautiful other little refinery just to make that temporary coke there. We are gonna hook up the last pipe sometime in the future. But I really need that coke, you know? I really need that coke. There we go. I'm not sure these pipes are joining. I think they are though. Maybe. We just need to hook up some power. Do we have a free line there? No, we not. Actually, what we can do, it's real stupid to don't use them when we actually have unlocked them. Look, Power Pulse Mark II. Isn't that very beautiful? It is, if you're wondering. Then we can also save this poor thing. Not that it cares, but hook it up to this one instead. You are hooked up. Beautiful. And well, suppose we're just going to draw some central power here. Oh god. There we go. When will this game have landlines, I wonder? There we go. Are you hooked up? Ah, we're producing that petroleum coke in an awful pace. How beautiful is that not? And this one is producing a lot of fuel. Now, we don't currently have anything to do with the fuel, because we don't have any power plant that can use it, and we don't have any way of packaging it, which is a problem. So for the time of being, we are going to, well, of course, let it continue to produce its things, but we are also going to put it in a little container. Here we have industrial fluid buffer. So we are just temporarily going to set a couple of these up to kind of catch most of the oil. So let me hook that up. Right, now we have a few containers that can store a little bit of fluid here. And well, now we just need to have a nice big container to put all our plastic and rubber in, because otherwise it will, well, everything is at a standstill now because everything is full. Well, I spawned a little truck station here and we hooked it up to power, and after doing that you go in here and you can say if it shall load or unload, and now I said it should unload, so now we should say it should load instead. So let us go back and forth there and let us get back our stuff. Now we should just get some industrial containers back here and load it up. Fantastic. Now we have it going. It's loading this container here. So we have a container that's filling up this container, and oh lords, I know it's a bad meme, but we have a temporary filling up thing that puts coke into the fuel compartment. Temporary. That's why it's not so nice. I promise, it's temporary. But well, we can see it's going on pretty fine there, and it's basically pumping out everything. And of course, until we have researched a way to use this fuel, we basically need to go in here and just flush the pipe network from time to time. Which means basically destroying all fuel we collected. So right now the fuel does nothing, but later I believe we can perhaps use it to drive some stuff or produce some power, or we shall see. Heavy oil residue. Yep. So there you go, basically. 100% efficiency, 0%. What's happening here? But that's basically how to set it up. And, well, I do hope that this video has been a little bit useful. And now I should go and research the next level of refinery. And also, of course, put some walls on this thing. Now I just threw some wall on this thing. I don't really feel this this manufacturing plant has reached its final Pokemon stadio yet. So I think we'll wait a little bit until we close the entire thing off, because we need to do some research and stuff. Anyways, everything seems to be working real smooth, and well, if you like this video, please leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Well, let us load up the truck and go back. So, see you next time. This is your host, Jim Odesm, signing out. Bye.